Hello, this is Spartacus here, and welcome to another video where today I am showing you guys some Titanfall 2 pre-alpha tech test gameplay, where everyone who has a PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and not a PC, like you cannot play this on the PC yet so far, but on the PlayStation and on the Xbox you were able to play Titanfall 2 pre-alpha tech test, and it was pretty fun. I did not play it for a super long time, but I did play it long enough to get the feel of the game pretty much, and I would like to know in the comments right now what your thoughts are on Titanfall 2, or after this commentary you can put your thoughts on, maybe your thoughts have changed on something, I don't know, but I'd like to know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments section, because I will definitely be sure to read them. So anyway, what are my thoughts on Titanfall 2 so far? So of course, this pre-alpha release was limited on showing some things. Now if we go back to Titanfall 1, when the beta was released and everybody was playing that, which I guess you had to be someone special to even play it, like get a secret code or something like that, because there's no way I was able to play it. But anyway, back in Titanfall 1 beta, everyone thought that like it was limited to how many Titans and how many weapons there were in the beta, and then everyone was like, okay, well, let's wait till the full release to get the rest of the weapons. And once the full release of the game came out, there were no new weapons and there weren't new Titans, and I kind of worry if that's what's going to happen with Titanfall 2, but I highly doubt that, because I think there's been a lot of information coming out for Titanfall 2 lately. But in the beta, you're only able to play as two Titans. One of them, they're both unique. Like, I think that's what they're going with in this game. They're going with Titans that have different abilities and different weapons than the other Titans, basically. But before I get into more Titans, I just want to go over the game modes here. So there's 3 game modes in Titanfall 2, and one of them is what you guys are seeing on screen right now, which is called Amped Hardpoint. And Hardpoint was a game mode that was in Titanfall 2. I really want to say Battlefield because I think I'm really excited for that game for some reason. But anyway, in Titanfall 1 we did have Hardpoint, but in this it's a little bit different. It's called Amped Hardpoint. Whoa, big whoop, they just put a word amp in front of it. But anyway, once you capture a hard point, you can stay there and you can earn a percentage of like amped, I guess you can say, that's what it's called. And I'm not 100% sure what this actual amp thing does. I think what it does is it amps your weapons, which I think is a little bit new in Titanfall 2. At least they might just call it differently. And amping your weapons means it just gives them like extra damage, just performs better. And in amped hardpoint, the more amps you basically have, I think the quicker your weapons become amped or something like that. I think that's how it goes. And the second game mode that is in it is called Pilots versus Pilots. This was not in Titanfall 1, where Titanfall 1 there was a game mode where you only played as Titans, and it was basically only Titans only. You can never leave the Titan or anything like that. It was just Titans versus Titans. But in this we have Pilots versus Pilots, where basically it's the pilots, you as the character, running around while running grappling hook, which is a new feature in the game, which I absolutely am a sucker for. And basically just Pilots versus Pilots. There's no Titans at all. Like literally you cannot call in Titans at all. It's just you as a pilot killing other people who can only play as a pilot. So I think that's really cool. I'm actually a really sucker for that game mode because I do very well, and it's pretty fun, honestly. And another thing is another game mode. This one is called Bounty Hunter, which I think is a really interesting game mode, and I kind of enjoy playing this. So Bounty Hunter is where every time you kill an enemy you earn a certain amount of money. And it's the same thing when you kill grunts, you know, AI-controlled enemies that are like walking around. They're basically like dummy targets, honestly. Once you kill those, they give you money as well. And then there's like different deposit areas you can go throughout the map, and you deposit that money. And once you deposit that money, that adds points to your team. And then the person who has the max points will win, basically. Not the person, but the team with the max points will win. And what's kind of interesting about this, there's a little bit of twist in this game mode, is where if you donate enough money, like a certain amount of time or however it goes, that team that donated that much money will get a Bounty Hunter Titan, which is like specific for that game mode, I do believe. And it's pretty fun using that Titan. I've used it a couple times. It seems pretty good, honestly, but I think I've also destroyed mostly I've destroyed the Bounty Hunter Titan, but I think I have used it once or twice, and it seems pretty fun using that Titan because you're not able to like use it in the game, basically, that's in like your Titan classes or anything. But yeah, there you go. Those are the game modes. I really liked Pilots versus Pilots and Bounty Hunter. And of course, Amped Hardpoint is all good. So those 3 game modes were really good. I played all 3 of them. I enjoyed all 3. But there's only 2 maps. I cannot tell you what the names of the maps are because I honestly don't pay attention to that. I'm kind of sorry for you guys about that. But there were only 2 maps, and map flow They played alright. The maps played alright. I think there was this one map that was kind of grassy and had trees. That map was, I think, kind of looked pretty good in that, and I think I played Amped Hardpoint on that, and it was really, really fun. But Pilots versus Pilots was good on the other map, whatever the hell they're called. But anyway, let's go into like the guns and stuff like that. So they, like, at the beginning of the pre-alpha release, they have like this giant message thing and also a like little trailer thing to like kind of walk you through the game. And they said that in the game that this is a pre-alpha release and that they don't have everything available to you in the game when you level up. They do not have everything, that you are limited to a lot of things, it seems like, and I hope that's the reason, because I looked some of the weapon categories, and for like assault rifles there's literally like one assault rifle, so I'm hoping that when the real game comes out there's going to be more assault rifles. And that for some machine guns, I think they had maybe 2 submachine guns. For snipers, I think they only had 1. They had 1 shotgun, which actually costs a lot of like credits to earn. I think it's called credits, or no, I think they're called merits. Merits are like currency in the game where you can like buy stuff early on or something like that. But yeah, like there was definitely some weapons like light machine guns. I think they had 4 light machine guns. I could be totally wrong about that, but they do have light machine guns in the game, and I'm personally a sucker for light machine guns, like when it comes to Battlefield and Call of Duty. So I was like using a light machine gun when I was playing this game. Very, very awesome. But yeah, they did have a lot of weapon variety for a pre-alpha release that only lasted a weekend. And if you guys haven't played the beta, or I'm sorry, the pre-alpha release tech test version of Titanfall 2, you can actually play it next weekend, which will be coming up here in the next couple days, so that'll be really nice. And I'm definitely going to be playing it again. But the weapons seem alright. A lot of people thought that, I think the assault rifle, like the one assault rifle, I think there was only one. I think a lot of people thought that gun was kind of OP in a way. I personally didn't really think it was that powerful. I mean, I guess it does kill kind of fast if you're really accurate with it, but it does kind of run out ammo super fast as well. But of course, if you level up the weapon like high enough, you can also get extended magazine or something like that. But light machine guns, I think I only used 1 light machine gun, and it felt pretty good when I used it. And of course we have grappling hooks now, which is awesome. And now the grappling hook in this game, you don't have to hold down the bumper to actually like grapple onto something. You can just like tap it and then boom, you're like grappled on to whatever you're grappling onto. And honestly, the grappling hook I think is an awesome feature of the game. I never actually grappled onto a Titan, mostly because if you're a pilot or even in a Titan, it actually shows grappling detection near you, like someone's grappling near you. And so that's why I kind of stay away from that, because that way an enemy will actually see where I am. And now they have another ability where you can like clone yourself. If you guys remember Reaper, that character in Black Ops 3 multiplayer, that character, his ability was called Psychosis, and it's split into like 3 dummies, and of course they like changed it to like holograms, and you changed it to like a hologram as well, basically. Only in Titanfall 2, I think you only have 2 dummies, or maybe you have 1 dummy, I have no idea, but you do copy yourself, but you don't actually turn into a hologram, so it actually looks like you actually look like a real player, which I think looks really cool because it can distract players. But honestly, I didn't really find it too useful. Cloaking can actually be pretty useful. I didn't use that too much either. I mostly used the grappling hook most because it was a new ability in the game, and that's what I really enjoyed. So let's go on to the Titans here, because, I mean, it's Titanfall. We gotta learn about the Titans. So, I do remember specifically one of the Titans were called Scorch. I cannot remember what the other one's called, but the first Titan that you could probably use had a specific weapon that I don't think was in Titanfall 1. And basically, it would shoot, I guess, a bullet at a time, like 1 bullet at a time, if you weren't aiming down sights. But if you did aim down sights, it would like split into 3 horizontally, like it would split into like 3 fiery balls, I guess, horizontally in a row, which I thought was kind of cool when you aim down sights. So it was kind of like a little new feature. And of course, we brought like the vortex shield. That thing returns, where basically you can block yourself from being damaged, and you'll like carry enemy bullets, and then you could like throw them back at them, which I thought was awesome. Then they had like different, I don't know, they had like different abilities. Like I remember pressing the right bumper, I think, on the first Titan, and what it did was it would like have like this little cannon come from the Titan's shoulder, and basically it could like pretty much insta kill a pilot if you're good aim enough. But I mostly used it on other Titans because, I mean, when you're going up against another Titan, you want to win. You don't want to like get destroyed by it or whatever. And so I thought that was a kind of little cool feature. Now for the Scorch person, the Scorch Titan. This was kind of an interesting one. It was more of like an infantry killing Titan. That's how I saw it anyway. It didn't seem like it affected too much on enemy Titans, even though I was able to kill a lot of Titans using this, but it seemed like more of an infantry type Titan because the main weapon you have is kind of like a fiery weapon, and if you shoot it on the ground, it kind of like has like this giant fiery spurs where like it can kill infantry pretty fast. And if you were to shoot that at a directly at a Titan, I don't think it will do as much damage as like the cannon from the first Titan. And also, I forgot to mention that if you pressed Y, or I guess triangle on PlayStation, on your controller, and what would happen for Scorch is that it would send out like these 3 pods, like in a random location. Real, it's how I saw it, and it will like send out like this poisonous gas, which I think can kill pilots, which is awesome. I don't know if it affects Titans, but I'm pretty sure it kills pilots, which is a pretty cool feature. And if you pressed Y on the other Titan, I think it will send out like these lasers or something like that. If it doesn't send out lasers, I think you can change this ability though, but if it doesn't send out lasers like as a chain reaction, I guess, then it would send out like these little robots that would like suicide bomb or something like that. But yeah, pretty much they have like their own like special like abilities and stuff like that. Like there's one where you can like ground slam and it would like in a straight line it would like go towards the Titan, and then it's, yeah, basically like think of Hulk smash, I guess. And then there's another ability, which is, this is an awesome like weapon to use. It's like you're basically the specialist weapon you can earn for your Titan, or basically a giant laser beam will come out of the Titan, which you guys have probably seen in the trailer, and I think that is awesome. I love how like a giant laser beam just comes out of the chest of a Titan, then you would just like shoot that giant laser at another Titan, which will totally like wreck them. It's, unless they have a vortex shield, because it doesn't hurt them at all, but it does get rid of their shield fast though. And I just thought that was really cool. I just think like having that giant chest, like the giant laser coming out of that chest, just looks badass basically. And I'm really excited to see when the Titanfall 2 full release comes out what other Titans are going to have, because it definitely seems like they're going with the route where each Titan will have its own personal specific weapon and abilities and all that kind of stuff, which I think is awesome. I actually really think that is really cool, so I'm really excited to see how that works out. And there you go, that's pretty much all I can say about Titanfall 2. I think a lot of these new features that they're adding, especially the more weapons, because I think a lot of people were really upset there wasn't that very many like handheld weapons to use in the full release of Titanfall 1. And this game seems like there's a lot more to it. Of course, the way you customize your classes and Titans are a little bit different, so it's kind of hard to get used to that. But honestly, I think this is a pretty good game. It seems pretty decent. Now, if you're someone who loves to grind out in Call of Duty or even Battlefield or something like that, you're like a Battlefield fanboy or a Call of Duty fanboy, then maybe this game isn't the game for you. Maybe spending $60 on Titanfall 2 wouldn't be worth it, because honestly, I don't think I'm going to buy Titanfall 2. Maybe someday I will. I mean, I did happen to buy Titanfall 1, and I actually was playing that game a little bit before Titanfall 2, so I was able to like feel a difference in between both the games. But I think Titanfall 2 is doing a pretty good job so far. Now we're going to be able to play this tech test again this next upcoming weekend, which is awesome. I'll definitely get more gameplay here on my computer so I can save it for later, and also just play the game because I can, honestly. But yeah, I think this game is pretty good. If you guys are kind of one of those people where you jump from game to game, you know, like there's gamers out there that like jumping from game to game, you might be able to do this. I think this will be one of the games that you'll be jumping to. And I think you'll probably stick it for a while, because it is a fun game. Like, I take Call of Duty seriously. Like, I try to get the best KD. I try to do the best every single match. I try to win every single game. I try my hardest when it comes to Call of Duty. But when I played the Titanfall 2 beta, and when I just played Titanfall 1 in general, I just played to have fun, because really that's what it felt like. That's what Titanfall 2 felt like. It felt like I was having fun even if I was playing horribly. It just felt like a really fun game. And another thing I should notice is, like, I should tell you guys, is that I notice at the end of the match where it shows everyone's kills, what score they got, and all that kind of stuff, it doesn't show how many deaths you have, and I'm pretty sure it does not show how many deaths you have, which I thought was pretty interesting, and I kind of like that. I kind of like how it doesn't show your deaths, because it kind of makes you not worry about your kill-death ratio in the game, which I think is awesome. So I'm really glad that Titanfall 2 is a fun game to play, and maybe someday I'll end up buying it, but I'm definitely not going to pre-order it as far as I know so far. But yeah, what do you guys think? Like, for you guys who have actually played Titanfall 2, I'd really like to know what your guys' thoughts are down below in the comments section. Don't forget to leave a like if you guys have enjoyed this video, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more Titanfall 2 videos probably coming in the near future. And also I mostly post Call of Duty gameplay, so you guys can see that in the near future as well. And of course, when August 31st comes around, I believe it's August 31st, when that comes around, I'm going to be showing Battlefield 1 beta for you guys, because that game looks really fun, and I can't wait to play Battlefield 1. It's going to be great. So yeah, hopefully you guys all enjoyed this video. And if you did, please be sure to leave a rating for what you guys feel this video deserves, and I shall catch you guys later.